Well, hello Cricinfo viewers, welcome to this new feature for the website with me, Alison Mitchell, where I will be taking some time out, along with the Cricinfo teapot, to speak to some of the leading names in world cricket. So we're at Lord's today in the build-up to the first test, and who better to speak to than the West Indies captain, Darren Sammy. Good to see you, Darren.
Good to see you as well.
Thanks for joining us for some tea. Well, welcome to Lord's, and you've never actually played at Lord's, have you? But you did spend some time here on the MCC staff, didn't you?
I was fortunate to be on the MCC Young Cricketer staff for 3 years, and I think every year we got to play a club match here. So I have not played an international, but I've gotten a taste of what it is to play on these green pastures at Lord's.
So how old were you when you were doing that?
I first came here when I was 18, just about to turn 19. It was a great experience for me because, you know, Lord's is the home of cricket. And as a teenager experiencing a place where many cricketers dream of playing, and here I was here every day training, using the facilities. It was just wonderful.
And who else was on that scheme then? Anyone who's gone on to do as well as you have?
Oh, well, I was the only one from the Caribbean then, but we had people like Stephen Snell, who's moved on to Gloucester, Dan van Bunga, who played for Holland as well, Freddie Clocker, I think he went to Worcestershire, and I think Ian Morgan came through, and then I think he was signed up by Middlesex right away. So, because the way the program works is guys come in, talented cricketers, and then they try to get county contracts. So he came and Middlesex got him right away, which he's now playing for England. So yeah, a few guys. Ross Taylor passed through here. Amish Marshall, I think, from New Zealand as well. So it was quite good 3 years for me, and I enjoyed this too. And every time I come here, I ask for the coach, Clive Radley, the funniest man I've ever met. You know, and you know, we had good times here playing against the second counties, second 11th. Yeah. So do you still get goosebumps now if you walk in, like coming here, you know, in the week of the test match? You do, because like I said, it's a very spiritual place in cricket. And once the taxi put us at the Great Gates, and I was like, oh yes, I'm at Lord's again, you know. So you know, do you know about the towels in the dressing room? Yes, I do. The embroidered names, yes, in gold. That's it. I can't wait to get mine on Thursday. You know, and it will be a special occasion for not only me, but all the guys. I don't know if Bravo wants me to tell a little story. He came here as a teenager, you know, for Trinidad, and you know, you can't walk on the grass, and he said to me, when nobody was watching, he went on the grass, took some of the grass, put it in his pocket, right, and said he's going to plant it at home. And did he do anything with it? He's going to plant it at home and call it Lord's. But he said when he got home, the grass was brown. So, but he's here, and I know it will be a very special occasion for him stepping out there on the field. So it will be very special for us as a team. Big occasion, but a really tough series this in Test, isn't it? And West Indies haven't won a Test in England for some 12 years now. Well, it will be back in sort of Ambrose and yes, you know, yes. I remember after that series, Ambrose retired. I think it was in '99 or 2000. 2000. Yeah, yeah. We all know it's going to be a tough series, right? But over the last few series, what our team have been able to do is shown that fight and the way we go out and compete. And even in the practice game we played, you know, everybody expected the game to be over on the third day when we were down on first innings by 200 runs. And the guys showed some fight, and we got what we needed out of the practice. So that's the attitude we come in here. We know England is #1, but hey, #1 could be beaten. And once we play to our full potential, once our batsmen could go out and put runs on the board, you know, our bowling unit over the last year or two have done really good for us, so we're hoping to continue.
And it's quite a big thing, isn't it, made of the family feel that you've got in the squad. Now, I've heard you talk about that a couple of times.
Yes.
Has that been really fostered by the partnership between you and Otis as coach?
Well, I don't like taking credit for anything, you know.
But go on, do.
No, I think ever since the coach came on board in the Caribbean, you know, he's tried to instill that professionalism, you know, into the team, you know, and the guys are now buying into it, and everybody's making a conscious effort to do what's necessary for the team, you know, and once you play for the team, you know, obviously everybody will join in and get closer, but we normally enjoy each other's company, we enjoy each other's success, and that's brought us closer as a unit. And my job as captain is to make sure that everybody is comfortable and in the right frame of mind to go and perform for the team. So yeah, that's what we've been trying to do.
So if you've got this family feel within the team, does that make Otis the father figure?
Well, he's older than all of us. Yeah, but he's very professional in what he do. But you know, he makes sure that the guys are happy. You get what you want, what's needed, and you know, playing in England all this time, you know, it's a professional outfit. He played in South Africa, so he knows. He has a good knowledge about the game, and you know, he comes from a Caribbean background as well. So he was born in Barbados, so he kind of know our culture and what makes the guys tick and what you got to do to get them moving. And
is he pressing the right buttons now?
Yeah. Well, I think it was everybody when change come around, you know. People find it hard to accept and change their attitudes and work ethic. So it was kind of difficult at first, but now, like I said, you know, the players realize that you know, West Indies cricket is very important to the Caribbean people. We watched the film Fire in Babylon, and I think it opened a lot of minds, you know,
yeah, I was going to ask you about that film.
To how important cricket is to us. So, you know, it's basically everybody trying to do what's right for the cricket, and so far we've been doing that. We played a series against Australia, and we played in front of sold-out crowds, and something we've not done for the last. We played World Cup, and we didn't have sell-out crowds in the Caribbean. So. It shows that even though we're not winning, but the brand of cricket that's been displayed, you know, our fans at home are slowly coming back and appreciating what we're doing on the cricket field.
So that Fire in Babylon film, is that something that you've sort of all watched separately, or have you ever sat down as a group?
Yeah, I've watched it about 10 times, because during the last series, the Sell Home series, you know, every country went and play. We watched it. You know, it was like a digital launch to the match. So we've seen it over and over. I have the DVD as well, and it's once you watch it, you gotta get inspired. You know, to see where we come from as a cricketing region. So
with you being the captain of the West Indies now, leader of men, who do you look back on in history to sort of draw from?
Well, like I said, I read about Frank Worrell and what he did, and Clive Lloyd as well. He had a young team. I think we went to Australia, got beaten 5-0. We were beaten, we were bruised. We got broken fingers, ribs, and you know. And he took it upon himself to go in search of these fast bowlers. That's when Croft and Holding and Garner and all these guys came through. And you know, what happened after is the real history of our cricket. You know, we dominated the world for 17 plus years, you know, and nobody could beat us.
Done it since, really.
Yeah, so I think what they've said, we've been the most successful team team, you know, who've dominated their sport over that period. So, you know, it's when things are not going good for us, I always fall back on these things for inspiration. You know, the caliber of players played back then, you can't compare it to now, but you know, what's happening is that guys are believing more, and they want to make a name for themselves and uplift our cricket, because it's been done for the last 10 to 15 years.
So when you took over the captaincy in 2010, was that a particularly difficult time for you? Because a lot was written and said that maybe you weren't the best player to be captain, or that you were keeping younger players out of the side.
I gave it a lot of thought, you know, and you know, I'm a positive thinker, and I saw it as an opportunity, you know, a challenge, because we all know I was in the team, and I saw how difficult it was to captain the team. So first thing I did, I asked God for wisdom and patience, you know, and
Has he responded?
Yeah, yes, he has, because tell you, from what the last 2 years been really tough, but yet still I'm able to come out day in, day out and be the same person, you know, have a smile on my face and enjoy what I do. And now the team is showing signs of improvement. You know, we just need the victories, you know, to come around to wrap up and tie the bow, you know. And yeah, I knew it was going to be difficult. I didn't campaign for this job, you know, but the people saw it, so I had leadership qualities, and they gave it to me. And you know, it's West Indies cricket. Who wouldn't want to captain their country or their region? And you know, I've enjoyed it. It's had its ups and downs, but West Indies cricket, like I said, I respect, and I'll do whatever it takes to try to elevate it.
When it comes to being a leader, though, if you look at your full name, you've got two middle names. One is Julius and one is Garvey. So you'd think you were a born leader.
Yes, yes. I speak very highly of my parents. So I guess they gave me these names. I don't know, knowing probably.
Have you ever asked them where they came from, those names?
Well,
where
yes.
they came from, but why
yes.
they chose them for
I
you?
think Darren is. My mom said I have an uncle from my father's side named Darren. The priest named me Julius, because back then when you go to dedicate the babies, the priest would give the baby a name. So he named me Julius. Garvey was a household name for me. My mom, up to now, she calls me Garvey. But now, yeah, my father calls me Sammy, and I call him Sammy. Everybody calls me by my surname now. Nobody hardly say that. So, but I saw a thing in I think it was Cricinfo, a profile saying I got named that invoked great leadership. You know, I was kind of moved by it, knowing Julius Caesar and Marcus Garvey and all these names, you know. But hey, I just go out there to try to do what I do to the best of my ability. So if my name suggests it, so I think I'm a little bit off.
I read an interview with Curtly Ambrose. She was sort of going back again to the former West Indies players.
My childhood idol.
Oh, was he?
Yeah. Favorite bowler.
Well, Curtly was saying that he thinks you've done a wonderful job in instilling sort of the team spirit among this current crop of players, but he also said that he feels like something of an outsider in West Indies cricket. And I just wondered how you feel about the involvement of those sorts of legends in, you know, the current setup. I mean, I know it works both ways. He maybe feels that no one's ever really approached him for his input, but you know, equally it sometimes takes people to offer their input, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, speaking to Ambi, when we meet with him, we always try to get little insights and stuff, and he seems like one who definitely wants to be a part of this, you know, and I don't have really control over. So what I do when I see the former cricketers, I try to ask them for a little advice here and stuff. And probably most of them want to be a part and wants to give back something. But I guess it's up to the guys in the higher places to make it happen.
You would welcome that sort of input?
Oh yes,
people like him?
Yeah, the coach always try to if we're in Antigua, Andy Roberts and these guys would speak to the team. They would be at the nets. You know, we always see Bishop because he's on the TV circuit. You know, but yeah, would welcome that. You know, when we were in India, Courtney came to the nets. You know, but I guess what they're saying, they want a more pivotal role in helping. So not just meeting them and asking them stuff. They want to be in the setup. So I guess that is something maybe the WICB would have to look into. But I know as players, everybody wants to mingle with their childhood heroes and stuff. So that
and it inspires, doesn't it?
Yes, yes, it does.
Can I talk to you about Sport for Life?
Oh, sure.
Something you're helping launch here at Lord's, Sport for Life International, aiming to generate, I think, £1 million to build cricket and education structures around the world. But there are 4 centres in particular in the Caribbean.
Yes, one in Barbados, I think St. Lucia, Trinidad and somewhere else. But
why have you lent your support to this in
particular? Because what it targets is you know, children, young children and guys kids who are not as fortunate, and they're reaching out to them through sports, education and healthy lifestyle training. So all that is good for us in the Caribbean. I think young kids growing up, they got so much talent, especially in sports and stuff like that, and places where young kids don't have the necessities to go to school, get a proper education. You know, Sports for Life have lent their support to giving them another way of life, you know, to be successful. And we in the Caribbean, we need that. You know, most of the times you hear of poverty, you think of Somalia and South African places and Pakistan, but we as a region, we do need that type of support. And you know, any foundation or charity that comes on board, you know, we as the leading figures in the Caribbean, especially cricket is our game, you know, we would lend our support. So what they're doing is Mrs. Power and the others, they've been doing a good, excellent job. I see when we play test matches or one-day internationals in the Caribbean, the kids who come out to mingle and meet the players, they're so talented. Once you have nothing to do, you at home, you can't go to school, your mind tends to stray and could lead you into different areas.
What was it like for you growing up in St. Lucia? Have things changed from when you grew up?
Yes, I think so, because I don't see kids really playing cricket with their coconut bats on the roads. Maybe they have more cars and more vehicles, so they can't play on the road. But growing up, you would always see that. I would have my bat since I get up, go on the road, meet a few friends of mine, and we would play whole day, especially when we have no school.
Sometimes even when you did have school,
yeah, come on. you couldn't shy away from it. It was cricket, football, basketball, all the sports. And most of our guys, our kids growing up, that's the sports they know, they're into it. And you know, if you could give them or create an avenue where they could express themselves, whether it be education, sports, healthy living, you know, it's all good for the country and to help improve on the status of poverty and stuff in the island or in the region.
I must ask you about Chris Gayle. He's made himself available now for all forms of cricket, hasn't he? So as far as Test cricket goes, would you expect to have him and playing when you play New Zealand after the England tour? Well,
it's up to the selectors to pick the squad, you know. But Chris, like you said, he's made himself available. Myself and Otis have clearly stated if if Chris come back into the team, we'll welcome him with open arms. I personally never had an issue with Chris Gayle. I tell people when I first joined the team in '04 in the Champions Trophy, Chris and I have always been good friends.
Right.
I used to spend hours in Chris. Chris wouldn't leave without checking Sammy out, you know. So I would welcome him gladly into the team.
Have you had a conversation with him sort of in the last week or two?
No, I haven't. To be honest, he's in India playing, and I'm over here, and yeah, I'm focusing on what I have to do here for the team, and the one-day series is available. Hopefully, if he's in here, we welcome him, because we all know what he could do, and he could help move us forward into the path we're heading.
And his value as a test opener must be immeasurable potentially, because I mean, he averages sort of 40, 41 I think in test cricket,
yeah.
And you have a very young opening pair at the moment.
Yes, yeah, the young guys, you know, the selectors have been picking them and giving them a chance, because they're quite, like you said, they're quite young and they're still learning their skill on the job. So if you're going to give them the opportunity, obviously they stand a chance of failing. But what the selectors hope is that they gain the experience and turn into maybe a Chris Gayle or Gordon or Greenidge or Desmond Haynes in the future. But you've got to play more often at that level to get better.
Well, we look forward to hopefully seeing Chris Gayle back in action at some point for the West Indies, and best of luck for you, because it's a big tour you've got coming up. But thank you so much for spending the time to have some tea.
Welcome. Yes.
The last thing I must ask you to do though before you go
Yes.
is would you sign our Cricinfo teapot for us?
Take up, okay. Tea party.